Yo, RX back with another recap of UFC Vegas 99, Hernandez versus Pereira. We back with another recap of a card that was okay. I'm trying to think of another keyword to describe it, and the best I could think of is okay, forgettable. It was not very good. Like compared to last week, it was definitely not very good. The Vidal Taira card I think was a lot better, and I think this card was kind of disappointing, forgettable. It wasn't bad. The moments that were good were good, but the moments that were bad and boring were bad and boring. And it was only an 11 fight card, but still, we only got 2 finishes. It should have been 3, but still. And like out of 11 fights, I can honestly say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were good. 5 were good. I would say 3 were bad, and then I'd leave the last, I believe, 2. Yeah. So, or I'd leave 1, 2, I'd leave. One of those is a decent fight. So it was a weird card, not amazing. Like I said, I thought it'd be a little better than it was, since on paper it looked great, had a lot of high level good names on it, but it did kind of disappoint. So sucks to say. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't a bad card, don't get me wrong. Trust me, it's a lot better than a few cards this year, but overall, for how I feel tonight about it, right now, like a few hours after it, and I'm not super thrilled. So yeah, not very much else I can add. Disappointing, forgettable. That have to be the keywords. So yeah, not very much else to say. I'm not really looking the most forward to this recap, because I always do these later in the night after the card, and I really don't feel like talking about this card, because I don't really think there's much good to say, but I do this for y'all, and I'm gonna get this fucking done for y'all. So, you ready to recap some fights? No, I am. Before we do, please do like, comment, subscribe. On 100 subs goal by the end of 2024. And unless I'm going to say something, which I don't believe I am at this point, you ready to break down? Well, I guess you could. Ready to recap some fights? Break down and recap are definitely different things. So you ready to recap some fights? I'm not, but let's get this done. Here we go. 11 fights, UFC Vegas 99. Let's get into it. As we began in the heavyweight division, we have the same card I broke down, all 11 fights. There's only 1 weight miss on the card. We'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, now we begin the card in the heavyweight division. And yes, not a good way to start the night. This going the way no one really wanted it to go, but it's fitting. Almost, because when does anything we want happen in the UFC anymore? And in our first 5 of the night in the heavyweight division, we had Austen Lane versus Robelis Despaigne. Yeah, on paper this made sense to start the night. It was meant to be a cool, quick knockout. That's not what fucking happened. In round 1, Despaigne fell down throwing a kick early in the round, like about a minute in, if that, and Lane just laid on top of him for the rest of the round. Easy round, Austen Lane. Excuse me. Round 2, they were mainly striking. I think Lane got a takedown late in the round, but I believe overall, Despaigne had a better round 2, easily his best round of the fight. And yeah, it was 1-1 going into the third, and then sadly Lane just did what Lane does. He laid on Despaigne, cuddled him, and won round 3, which would mean he won round 1 and 3, 29-28. That's how all 3 judges scored it. That's how most people scored it. I don't know how else you would score it. And Austen Lane got his first W in the UFC. Boring. Yeah, one of the 3 bad fights of the night. I definitely was not super thrilled with this opening fight. And it's not even like... It was not even disappointed. It's like it's just, I don't know. I'm not sure how to word the feeling for this fight, because it's just like, I guess like a sigh more than anything. So it was not great. It was terrible, actually. Like I said, Lane just cuddled Despaigne for round 1 and 3. So that was as exciting as you think it was. But, yeah, besides that, not very much to say about this fight. It was shitty low-level heavyweights. Not very much else I can say, so, yeah. I'm trying to think, is there anything else to say? Not really. So, let's get into the fighters, and we'll begin this with not talking about the winner of the fight. Let's talk about this loser. Robelis. How shit can you be? How about losing back-to-back in the UFC? Waldo, I think I gave him a break. I get it. They pushed him too early. Waldo's a good fighter. Yada, yada, yada. Fine. You got beat by Austen Lane, like, pretty convincingly. You suck. It's over. Like, Robelis, like, I get he's really green into his career. I get he's only had fucking 7 fights. But, like, dude, the Waldo thing is one thing. You should beat Austen Lane. Greg Hardy beat Austen Lane. This dude has no ground game. Dude's like a fucking giraffe on ice. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, if you fucking get anywhere close to this dude, you'll probably take him down pretty easily. So, he's terrible. And, like, I'm not making this comparison as a joke because he fought today, but Robelis is literally like a dollar store in Ngannou. Like, what's his strengths? Power. And I would say a dollar store young Ngannou. Because we have to think Ngannou's got better. Despaigne hasn't. Despaigne, what is his strengths? Power. And that's it. His fight IQ sucks, his cardio sucks, his ground game sucks, his stance sucks. I don't know why he holds his right hand up in the goddamn air looking for a high five. Like, but he throws shots like Ngannou, those crazy winging hooks and shit. Or like we've seen Ngannou throw against Jorginho and many others. So, like, I get it. He's exciting. If he lands that knockout punch, it's exciting. But he actually has to land that shit in the UFC. He just can't. He would be better off going to fucking kickboxing. Or not, not even, maybe just boxing. Because I don't think he kicks that much. So he'd be better off just going to fucking boxing. So, he's not good. He's 36 years old. He's super green. He ain't gonna get better. Even if he did, it's gonna take a lot more than a fucking year. I think you gotta cut him. What do you get out of giving him another fight? You can't give him anyone much worse. Who's much worse than Austen Lane? You cut Mo Usman, he's gonna lose that fight. Fucking Atafa brother, he probably loses those fights. Sean Sharif probably wrestles him. So you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here. And I get Dana saw money with this guy, but he's trash. So I think it's time to cut Despaigne. We gave you a break with Waldo, Austen Lane, and you didn't get better at all. Thea, Robelis, you had a little bit of, you had your chance to be something, and you fucked it up. And then talk about his opponent, Austen Lane, the guy who actually won the fight. Good for him, I guess. He's a terrible fighter, we all know that. His striking sucks. His cardio sucks. His ground game's okay. That's about it. Like, he's not a good fighter, and he's just gonna sit around his bottom of the barrel position his whole UFC career. He's gonna be able to beat these shittier fighters like Despaigne, who have no ground game, but the second he fights someone with any fighting ability, even a Tafa brother, who are almost as untalented as possible, you're gonna lose. So, his chin's not very good. He only ate like maybe 2 or 3 decent punches, so good for him there. But yeah, he's not very good, and like I said, he's gonna just sit around this bottom of the barrel tier at heavyweight for probably another year or so and then get cut after another losing skid. So, about really all I can say. Good for him, I guess. Good for him. I guess the only thing left to say now is who should I fight next for Austen Lane? I don't fucking know. Like, who's the shittiest heavyweight possible not named Austen Lane? Dude, we're so far. There's so few heavyweights. We're seeing Kane and DC2 are tired, dudes. God damn, they have Austen Lane, the lowest ranked heavyweight. Or with Kyle Machado. Yeah, sounds about fucking right. He could fight. Goddamn. Walter. Junior Tafa. Nah. He needs to go down to light heavyweight. Rizvan. That dude's coming off Contender Series. That's probably better fights for him. Thomas Peterson. I don't hate that. That's fair. They're like pretty much close to the same fighter in that regard. So, who else do you got? Jamal Pogues. Mo Usman. Yeah. And I think we're about at the end of where Lane could fight. So I'd say Usman, Pogues, or Peterson. I'm leaning Thomas Peterson. I think that's a okay fight. Like, they're pretty much the same fighter, as I said. They both have minimal striking. Actually, Lane's probably the better striker, and then they both like to grapple a lot, so yeah, probably Peterson and fucking Lane. Both guys coming off a win. Their first UFC win. Yeah, I don't see why not. Between Usman, Peterson, and Pogues, I think Peterson's a fight I think has the most intrigue out of those 3 for Lane, so I guess let's do it. That sounds like a Apex prelim if I've ever heard one, so yeah, Austen Lane and Thomas Peterson. Why not Duval versus Jacksonville? Or, that's the same thing, Duval versus Minnesota. There we go, dipshit. But, yeah. Now I'm gonna stop rambling about this fight. Lame fight to begin tonight. Good for Lane, I guess, but he's still a terrible fighter. In Robelis, see you on the Indies. Maybe in PFL. Fuck, actually, maybe in PFL. They love feeding Ngannou cans, so yeah, Robelis would be perfect. Outside of that, not very much else to say. Terrible fight to begin the night, and who should they fight next? I guess Austen Lane versus Thomas Peterson as of right now sounds fine, so I guess let's do that. Not very much else to say. Robelis, man. See ya, brother. After that, we get into our second fight of the night in the women's strawweight division. Well, I predicted this wrong in a few ways. I'll eat my words, and I'll eat my words there. I was definitely wrong about this fight in more than one way. But yeah, second fight of the night, was it good? No, no, it was not very good. As in our second fight of the night in the strawweight division, our first of 2 strawweight fights, we have Melissa Martinez versus Elise Ardelean. However the fuck they say it, they just add letters to it for no reason. Yeah, I was wrong about this fight in 2 ways. A, the winner. I predicted the wrong one there. And B, I thought this was the best women's fight of the 3. Since I think it was the worst. I thought this fight was fucking terrible. So, I thought these 2 were, like, again, I thought this was the best female fight of the 3, and again, somehow it's the shittiest. So I guess that shows how much I fucking know, which ain't a lot, so Yeah. But, yeah, Martinez and Ardelean. Not a good fight. Not a good fight. Another decision. Not an exciting one of that. And, yeah. Long story short for this fight, Martinez is a track star. She just fucking ran away for 15 fucking minutes. So, it's about that simple. She literally just ran away from Ardelean. A lot in the same scorecard as the Lane fight. Like, Martinez got round 1 pretty clearly. She just fucking stand the outside. And then round 2, the closest round of the fight, I think Ardelean won. I don't know why people just say fuck you to her and don't give her that round. I don't know what they saw in that round that made everyone give her that round, but whatever. And round 3, Martinez just like did the same thing as round 1. Almost finished Ardelean with a body shot that looked like a pussy shot at first, but it was a body shot. Probably got robbed the finish there, but it happens. You're not gonna get a bonus anyway, so. And yeah, 29-28 is how I scored it. That's the right way to score it, but the judges just said fuck it, 30-27, we don't care. Yeah, not very much to say. Again, Martinez did her best Israel Adesanya impression and just ran away for 15 minutes. Like, like, she's a runner. She's a track star. And, yeah, boring. Very boring. But, yeah, Martinez won. Even as much as I want to say she didn't, because I got my pick wrong and she ran away, she did. Like, I can give Ardelean round 2 and that's it. So, yeah. Not really much more I can say. Not a good fight. But, yeah, I'll take my L's when they're deserved. And they're deserved here. But, yeah, besides that, not very much else I can add to the fights. I guess let's talk about these fighters. Who do I want to talk about first? I guess we'll talk about Melly first. Well, Martinez is back after 2 years, and she looked okay. I'm not impressed. Like, again, you ran away for 15 minutes. Like, I'm not really meant to be impressed now, am I? Like, I get it, she's young, I get it's her first fight in 2 years, she's 27 years old against a decent fighter like Ardelean, but again, she literally just got on her bicycle for 15 minutes and said, fuck this, I'm not fight you. So, it's not very exciting, and I'm not impressed with Super Melly. Like, she's been in the UFC for like fucking 2 years now, and I've seen her lose to Elise and look okay against Alice Ardelean. So I get she's young. She was only her 9th career fight, but I'm not impressed. I'm really not impressed. I thought she should have looked better. If anything, if I was in my pick wrong, I would at least expect Martinez to look good. All she did was run away, so. She's just Alexa Grasso from Wish, and funny enough, their teammates are some bullshit. I saw Grasso hyping her up, so yeah, she's just a shitty Alexa Grasso with none of the fucking striking ability. If I had to tell you, Melissa Martinez's main strength is just moving fast, aka running. That should tell you a lot. Still better than those boring wrestlers. And to talk about her opponent, Alice Ardelean. I'm gonna keep saying it weird because they say it weird. I don't know. I feel bad for Alice because she should be 1-1 now. She got robbed against Shana Banan, and then she had to fight a goddamn track star. She fought Whaley. I forgot about that. I don't think Alice is a bad fighter. That's the thing. She had not shown signs of being a bad fighter in her first 2 fights. She looked fine. She looked fine against Shauna. I think she might have looked better here against Martinez overall. Her cardio looked better. Her looked decent. Like, she looked better overall in this fight, maybe. But again, she just keeps getting the short end of the stick. Like, against Shauna, she got robbed. Against Martinez, she had to fight a goddamn track star. So, I don't know. I hope they don't cut her. I hope they give her one more chance. I think she's earned that. But outside of that, like, she needs to win her next one now. Even with me thinking she's 1-1, another L, and I can't dispute cutting her. So, do I think they're gonna cut her? Not yet. I think they'll give her one more fight, but I think she deserves that since again, she got robbed against Shauna, and she's the only one who actually fought against in this fight for Martinez, so I don't know. Like, I don't think Ardelean's a very good fighter, but I think she's done enough to earn one more fight. I think she's subpar. Would that be the right term? Probably. So, yeah, I give her one more fight, another fucking low-level fight, maybe rebook her and Amanda whenever she heals up her fucking arm. And, outside of that, I can't really think of much else to say. 9-7. Yeah, that don't look good. But we've seen fighters with worse records, so, yeah. Not very much else to say about the fight or the fighters, so I guess let's look at fight ideas real quick, if I can even find one, or if I even care to find one. Who's gonna fight the track star? Martinez. I don't think it makes sense for her to fight Shauna. Luciano, prospect versus prospect, I don't get the point of that. Belbita, if anything, I don't know if Martinez should be fighting anyone this high. Like, maybe Cheyenne Villasmos. Like, I don't mind that. And she has no chance against half those fighters that high, so. Alan Carr, don't really see the point in that. Puja. Nah. Yeah, like, I'm just not really seeing an intriguing fight for her. Like, maybe it's just me, but I'm not seeing anything really interesting for her. And for Ardelean, she didn't fight any of these lower level fighters. Estela Nunez, Brian, Amanda, fucking, like, Talita Alencar. She'd fight really any of these fighters, in my opinion. Actually, Martinez could fight Shauna. I think, like, those two are both trash. I'm not against that, because outside of that, I don't think she really deserves any of these fights, and I don't think she's good enough. She's not proved she's good enough for those fights yet, so yeah, I guess her and Shauna B would not be terrible, but do I really give a fuck? Nah. No one cares who a track star fights next, so yeah. Not very much else to say. It was a UFC fight. Well, actually, no, it wasn't. It was a goddamn sprint. So, yeah. Not very much else to say. Terrible fight. Good win for the track star. And do I care who they fight next? Not really. Not like I could find anything good anyway. So, yeah. I'll take my L's here. But still, track star. After that, we had to our third fight of the night in the third fight of the night, staying in the women's strawweight division. A fight that was shockingly better than the Martinez fight. It did not look it on paper, but it was. And then our third fight of the night, we stay at strawweight for Elise Reed versus Jessica Penne. Oh, this fight is alright. Like, better than the Martinez fight and the Lane fight, the first fight of the night, where I was like, okay, this fight ain't awful. Let me pull up my scorecard as well. Oh my god, it didn't fucking crash. In round one, Penne pushed the pace, looked really fucking good, and easily took round one. I was like, oh, okay, Penne looked good. I'm a little shocked she looked that good. Round two, much the same was happening for about 2 minutes, and then about that 7.5 minute mark hit. Yeah, Penne just hit a fucking wall. She hit a fucking wall in about the 7.5 minute mark, and it was over. Reed just took over and beat the piss out of her for the rest of round two and round three. That's the best way I can describe the fight. Penne just hit a wall at like the 7 minute mark. Cause I was literally thinking, like, at the beginning of round two, when she was doing a lot of the same things as round one, I was like, okay, Penne, she's not looking bad. This might be the best she's ever looked. And then, bang, hit wall, hit cardio, gone. that's that. It's weird to see how quick a fighter can go from like fighting pretty well to tired. So, but I guess when you're 41 years old and you never fight, I guess that's gonna happen, eh? So, yeah, not really much else to say. I scored the same as the judges. I'm not really sure how else you would fucking score it. Like, Penne clearly won the first round, Reed clearly won the last two. She hit that wall and it was over, so yeah, good win for Reed, I guess. Was able to survive, well, let's not pretend like she had any chance of getting finished. She was able to just wait out, I guess would be a better way to describe it, those first 7 minutes of Penne, and then she just took over, so yeah, very, not bad. Not bad at all. Again, not a great fight, not a terrible fight. I would say it's a very mid fight. I would say this and main card fight were both very mid. So yeah, but this wasn't this wasn't the shittiest fight on the night, not even close. But still not amazing. But yeah, I'll take another L here. Penne was one of my underdog picks. I'll hold my L because fuck. So yeah, not very much else to say. Good win for Reed. Yeah, not very much else to say about the fight overall. So I guess let's get into the fighters. I'll start with Penne, the OG. She's so old. Now 3-6 in UFC, 41 years old. You have two options with her. She retires or you cut her. Like, for those first 7 minutes, she looked really good, but then she just didn't. And at 41 years old, you know she's not going to fight again anytime soon. You know she's going to take up, even if you did keep her, she's not going to fight for like the next year and a half. So, her last win was in 2021, and she's had 4 canceled fights. 3 actually happen. So, like, she's not. I guess she's been in the UFC for almost 10 years now. But how do you only have 9 fights in 10 years? 9 fights in 10 years. Kevin Holland has that in a year and a half. Fucking Charles Johnson has that fucking a year. I get injuries happen. They suck, but you gotta fucking just get through it. And at 41 years old, it's over for Penne. So either she retires, and that'd be cool. I'd rather see that happen, but she didn't in the cage, so it's kind of worrying. Or you cut her. It would be lame to see her go to PFL or Invicta and just take more L's, but if that's what she wants to do, that's what she's gonna do. So I think, hell, you have no. I think it's like the Tony. Either you cut him or he retires, and he didn't retire, so I think you should fucking cut him. But that's a different story. Penne, either get cut or retire. Yeah, I think a decent career rate, didn't you? Only really got 2 wins. So, enjoy retirement, or good luck wherever you go. And for Elise, she's never gonna lose 2 in a row. I guess I need to, I can tell you right now, she's gonna lose her next fight. She can never have a consistent, she's either gonna lose, she's win, lose. She's coming off a win, she's gonna lose her next fight. You can almost bet on it. So, yeah, Elise Reed, terrible fighter, still. But she was 10 years younger and 10 times better down the stretch of that fight. So, yeah, not very much else I can say. Good win for her, I guess. In her first fight in a long time. Not very much else to say. I guess the only thing left to say is, who should they fight next? I don't know if it might be the same thing as Martinez. I don't know if I even find her an idea. It is Elise Reed, so, you know, I could almost give a fuck. Like, she could always fight a prospect. Usually it's what she does after a win, but who? Pilarstri, I don't think that's a great idea. Mizuki, yeah. Bruna, that's an interesting one. I don't hate that. I forget who I said Bruna should fight after the Molly fight, but I don't mind Bruna and Elise Reed. I think that's an intriguing one. Demop, Sam Hughes, she fought Polly, that doesn't make a lot of sense. She sucks. And then she's not really good enough to be here, but I don't. hate the idea of her and Bruna Brazil. I think that's a very decent fight right there. Again, I'll look at who I said Bruna should fight after the Molly win, but if they're already booked, then yeah, I think Elise and Bruna, that sounds like a pretty okay fight. Could be another nice win for Bruna against at this point, a veteran, or Elise could get another big win. So yeah, I don't hate that. Elise Reed and Bruna Brazil sounds good. And then Penne, like I said, get cut or retire. Like, there's no one even in the division as close to being as old as her outside of Angie, who she's not gonna fight. So yeah, not very much I would say about this fight. It was fine. 5 out of 10 mid as you can get. And who should they fight next? For Elise Reed, I don't mind her against Bruna Brazil. I think that would be a good fight. And for Jessica Penne, enjoy retirement. Good luck in PFL. Reed in Brazil, I think sounds like a pretty decent fight, so let's do it. Not very much else to say. Okay, third fight. Our first okay fight of the night. After that, we get to our fourth fight of the night, or to the fight that I said maybe the most shocking. And then, yeah, the most shocking fight of the night. And then our fourth fight of the night, we move up 20 pounds to the women's bantamweight division for a shockingly good fight between Joselyne Edwards versus Tamires Vidal. Yes, I said this fight was actually good. I don't get it either. Yeah, it's the most and that's why it's the most shocking fight of the night. Because why was this fight actually decent? It doesn't really make a lot of sense now, does it? But for some reason, maybe these two heard me saying this was the worst fight on the card and the worst female fight of the street, and they said, "Yeah, we're gonna shut him up," and they did. It was better than the other two female fights, and it was probably the second best prelim in my opinion. So good for them, man. The long short of the fight, for the first 2 rounds, Edwards kind of just dominated Vidal. It was not very close. The first fight, that was not 1-1 going into the third. That was rare to see. But yeah, she kind of dominated Vidal, landed the better. It was a pretty crazy fight. They were both striking a lot, landing some crazy spinning shit. And it was a pretty fun fight for the first 10 minutes. And then late into the third, it was much of the same during the third round, but eventually late into it, Edwards got a takedown, got on Vidal's back, locked in a rear naked choke, and with 33 seconds left, she subbed her. So, alright, yeah, with not a lot of time, with under 30 seconds, my bad, with under 30 seconds to go, I think 27 seconds would be exact, she got the rear naked choke. Good for Edwards, man. Shocking win. Very shocking win and performance. So, and fight. So, fuck. Joselyne should have got a bonus for being the only other finish of the night, but she missed weight again. Shocker. Yeah, fucking the one time Joselyne Edwards could have got a bonus, she fucking missed weight. You dumb bitch. Whatever. Less than money Dana has thrown to a fire. Yeah. Again, weirdly, a great fight, I guess. I've said this a few times lately, I swear. It's when you throw 2 shit fighters in a cage, I guess they're gonna have a fun fight. So, good for them, man. Good for them. Not very much else I can say. Besides, they proved me wrong and shut me up. This fight was pretty good, so can't believe I'm even saying that. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong. So yeah, not very much else to say about the fight overall. So let's talk about the fighters real quick. We'll begin with Joselyne. Make weight, you fucking dummy. Like, I get you I get you're lazy, but you gotta make weight. At least if you're gonna fucking get a finish. Dumbass. Gets her first UFC finish. Her first career finish in fucking 4 years. So, yeah. if she can make weight, y'all know we're getting Joselyne Edwards, an inconsistent but a subpar fighter. If she can consistently make weight, another weight miss, she might get cut. Because you're lucky you're winning, because 3 weight misses now in 5 fights. Something's not right. So she better pray she can make weight and continue winning. Because if not, she might get kicked out the door. But yeah, no, she had an exciting fight. She got a nice submission. That's the first of only 2 submissions on the night, finishes on the night, I mean. And yeah, she's had now more exciting fights than Leon Edwards, because she's had 1. Good job, Joselyne. And then talk about her opponent, Tamires. I very much say she's terrible. She started off good against fucking Romana Pascal, but when you're fighting a goddamn TED talker, you should be doing good. Then she fought real fighters. Rendon beat her, Gatto beat her, Edwards beat her. She's terrible, and the first 2 of those is understandable. Rendon's a good prospect, Gatto's very good. Joselyne Edwards does not really fit into that category. She's definitely the worst fighter of the 3, and you got submitted by her, so yeah. Not really, and you should have lost to Eileen Perez on the regional scene, so yeah, not really much I can say. Enjoy wherever the fuck you go now, since you're gonna get cut. Go back to LFA, go to Invicta, PFL, wherever. You're not gonna get another fight. You're now 1-3, lost 3 in a row. You're never gonna live down the tit punch anyways, so go enjoy Invicta. So, yeah. Not very much else I can say. Guess the only thing left to say now is who should I fight next for Joselyne Edwards. She's always been like right on that verge of the top 15. Like she's only really ever needed 2 wins and then she's ranked again. Or ranked for, has she been ranked before? I feel like she probably has. So yeah, where does this put her? In a weird spot. She definitely shouldn't get a ranking fight, but she could fight. Yeah, she fought Nora, Lisboa, Gatto, Rendon, Nunez, but like all these people are coming off L's. I have really I guess maybe the winner of a fight, like maybe the winner of Mullins and whoever the fuck Claudia Singula is. Or like I'm not really sure. Like she could fight. Nah, Cal can't deserve a top 15 fight. She could fight. I don't know. Gatto maybe. If Gatto wants to stay at bantamweight, since that's the only fighter. Her and Lisboa are the only ones coming off goddamn wins. So I thought I just gave Lisboa a fight idea not long ago. So maybe Lisboa and Edwards. We'll see. I'll look back and see what my fight ideas were for Lisboa, because that's why I just gave her one. But I think I might have been against Cavalcanti, so by now I think Cavalcanti deserves a bigger fight, so we'll give her someone else. But yeah, outside of that, and of course Vidal should get cut, so yeah. Not very much else to say. Shockingly a decent fight. Shockingly we got a finish in it. And yeah, do I care where they fight next? Not really, not like I could find anything anyway. So, yeah, let's have that. Decent fight, and shockingly the best female fight of the night, and one of the only 2 finishes. What the fuck is wrong with this card? Good one for Joselyne Edwards. Now learn how to make weight. After that, we go to our co-main event of the prelim, the best prelim, and maybe the second best fight of the night. Just a goddamn barn burner banger. As we head down, we stay at bantamweight, we just change genders as we have in our co-main event of the prelims, John Matsumoto versus Brad Katona. Very, very good fight on paper, and a very, very good fight in execution. This fight's been a little bit debated. I do get the debate about the decision, but I do think I got it right. It's a very close fight. In round 1, it was razor close. You can give it to either guy, in my opinion. Oh wow, that's how they scored it. Wow. Yeah, they might have fucked Brad. Round 1, I thought was the deciding round, and I thought Gene got that round. I'm not really sure what the judges were thinking. They're giving all three giving it to Brad. Round 2, clear for Matsumoto, and round 3 was clear for Brad. If you swap this and this, then I think you have a fucking... It should be 1 and 2 to Matsumoto. He definitely did not win the 3rd round. I don't think anyone would give him the 3rd round. Yeah. Some people say, I actually, maybe people are right. Maybe Matsumoto did fucking win because, or Katona did win, because if the judges gave Matsumoto fucking the L in round 1, then Katona definitely should have won the game since he won round 1 and 3. So, maybe the judges did fuck him. I didn't know the judges scored it so stupidly. Yeah, this is wrong. Yeah, this is the right scorecard. I don't know how you give Matsumoto round 3 when that was definitely his worst round of the fight. So, maybe I'm fucking high, I don't know. But I have it round 1 and 2 to Gene and round 3 to Brad. So, maybe I watched a different fight, I don't know. But I think that's wrong. I'm happy Gene won, since I did think he won, but they definitely fucked up that scorecard, so... Again, maybe Brad did get fucked over, I don't know, but, yeah, not really, much more I can say about the fight. It was a great fight, super high level, between two very good fighters, so... Yeah, I don't agree with the scorecards, I agree with the winner, and, outside of that, great fight. Great fight. It would have been 5 of the night if there wasn't a guy named The Damage on the main card, so yeah. But not very much else to say about the fight. Again, questionable decision actually might be true with those scorecards, and outside of that, great fight. Let's talk about these fighters. I'll start with Gene, yeah. Gene looked good. I definitely got tested here. He had a fight here, man. Against a tougher, better Dan Argueta. He had a tougher, harder fight, and he looked good. He looked good. His cardio looked decent. I think he did fade a little bit in the 3rd, if I remember, but not crazily. Striking looked crisp. Power, it's against Brad Katona. We'll give him a break. Grappling looked good. They both seemed to be very even on the ground. So. Just a really good, well-rounded performance from Matsumoto against a very tough veteran. I think Matsumoto's a very good prospect. Not one of the better ones at bantamweight, because I think you still got a lot of guys better than him. Payne Talbot, a couple others, Marcus McGee. But he's good. If he can keep getting better, he's only 25 years old and 16-0. It's crazy. Well, I think 1 or 2 more fights to keep getting better, and then you could easily see him in top 15. Oh yeah, I would not be shocked if he's in the top 15 by the time he's 27, 28. He's really good. One more win to get better, and he's good. He's really good, and I'm intrigued to see how far he can go. Again, he might have lost this fight, to be honest, but this is a good learning fight for him. He didn't get better. He learned he's not unbeatable. So he got tested here, and he passed pretty decently. So let's see how he does in a step in competition. That's a little worrying. But yeah, step up eventually. Let's see if Gene can. To talk about his opponent, Brad Katona. I'll give Katona his flowers. He looked good. He looked really good, and I'm starting to gain a respect for Katona. I think he's a very decent fighter. Yeah, I think he's more than Conor's bitch boy. At this point, he's probably a better fighter than Conor. So, yeah, I'll give Brad his flowers. He's tough. He tested this kid, and he looked good. I thought he looked really good. Easily could have got the nod, and yeah, he's good. I get 2-2 now in his return, but losing John Matsumoto is understandable. The arms shield fight is probably a fucking robbery. And then he's able to beat the bad fighters. I don't mind Brad. I think he's getting... I might be getting better, because I think this is the best he's looked since the Cody Gibson fight. So, I don't know. I'm gaining a new respect for Katona. I like for a while I looked at him as just Connor's boy, but he's good. He's good, and he looked good here. So he was able to really test Jean, making Jean not look like a lock of the night worthy fighter. Cause trust me, he didn't. As someone who picked him as a lock, he did not look any bit of a lock. But overall, good performance by Brad. He really tested the kid, and yeah, he might not be the most exciting fighter at times, but he is decent. He's well-rounded, and maybe he did get robbed. Maybe he did. That's a different story. Good fight, good performance by Brad. Getting a new respect for him. The only thing I have to say is, who should I fight next? Jean, you definitely shouldn't set him up to rank into the higher echelon so very quickly. He still definitely has a little bit of greenness to knock out of his game, but you definitely can give him a little bit of a step up. Like not a giant one. You're not giving him a goddamn top 15 dude, but you can give him a little bit harder of a fight, like Austen Hadley. Or fucking, I don't even think like he should be fighting anyone that high. So like Austen Hadley would probably be the ceiling, and even someone like, yeah, actually no, I think I like the Austen Hadley fight. I think that's a good fight for Jean, a good little test, a fight he should win. A low fight to, like I said, one more fight to knock out the rest of his greenness in his game, and then come back ready for a higher echelon dude. So I don't know, I think that makes sense. Besides that, like, who else do you give him? Kang, or like a guy like Kang or Yaya? What do you get out of doing that? He beat up an old dude. Wow. Cameron Simon, Brady Easton, and then I don't think he should fight any of these guys. So I don't mind him and Austen Hadley. I think that'd be a fun fight. So, and a good test for Jean. About the same level guy as Brad Katona, so yeah, let's do Jean and Austen Hadley. Sounds good to me. And then for Katona, just go back to the drawing board. Heal up and bounce back against someone like Hadley, who we'll talk about later. Quinones ain't a bad one. Argueta if they keep him around. Cal Long Rain, any of those guys. So just give him a quick bounce back fight, and yeah, about all I can really say. Great fight. Again, would have been 5 tonight if Darren Elkins wasn't Darren Elkins, but overall, really good fight. Both guys looked good. And who should they fight next? I like Jean Matsumoto versus Austen Hadley, and I like Brad Katona. And just a quick bounce back fight makes the most sense. Yeah, Hadley and Matsumoto would be a good fight. So let's book it. And would it be as good as this fight? We'll only have to wait and see. So I guess I'll see. Not very much else to say. Great fight. Maybe a questionable decision. I'm definitely something to consider. And yeah, not very much else to say. Great prelim co-main to lead into a okay featured prelim, which we'll get into right now. Excuse me. As in our featured prelim, we had a fight that was okay. As predicted, it went the 15 minutes, and it wasn't the most exciting fight in the world. As in our featured prelim, we had to flyweight for a okay fight between Almabayev versus Matheus Nicolau. Okay fight. Like, again, nothing out of this world. About what I expected. I didn't expect a fucking finish. I thought it could happen, but it didn't. Fucking the closest we got to a finish was not by Almabayev, so. But yeah, this was a fine fight. Not a lot happened, not a lot of action overall, but it was okay, so let's talk about it. Round 1 was just a feeling out round. Asu was able to land a little more. Nicolau was pretty much very pretty much a stalemate. They really didn't do a lot of that round, but Asu was able to land a little bit more, so he got the round. In round 2, Nicolau did some decent work, almost submitted Asu. It did one of those guillotines where the shorts came down, so that's the most eventful part of that round, so Nicolau got that. And then round 3, Nicolau got dropped early and just got laid on for however long, 4.5 minutes or something. So that would mean Asu took the first and third, and that's what happened. 29-28 Almabayev. I think everyone agrees. I don't know how you'd score it any other way. Yeah, not really another way to score it. And Asu Almabayev joins the top 10. It was a big win over Nicolau. Yeah, again, not a great fight. It felt like a feeling out process for the first 10 minutes almost, outside of like that guillotine. And round 3, Nicolau got dropped because that's the glass chin Nicolau we all know. And that was about that, so yeah. Not very uneventful fight. When the highlight of the fight was a knockdown and a guillotine that didn't even finish the fight, then you know it wasn't that good, so yeah. It was okay, nothing amazing, not a good fight, but it was a fight, so yeah, not really much more I can say. It was fine. Again, it was pretty much a feeling out fight, which, not a great thing, but could have been worse. So, yeah, not very much else I can say about the fight when there's really little to talk about, so talk about the fighters. We'll start with Asu. The kid's good. He's getting better. Like, we knew his ground game was great going into this fight, but his striking is getting better. His cardio looked good. Like, his submission defense looked good. He's a good fighter. He's really good, and now he's in the top 10. Is he ready for the top 10? It seems like he is. He's a really, like, you know, like the top 10's full of killers, especially in the lower of the top 10, so he could do some decent, get one more win, not even looking that great. But, yeah, I think the kid's, like, they're definitely better than, let me think about how to say this. He's definitely better than the guy we saw debut over a year ago against Ode, because that guy was mainly just a grappler. Asu's getting better at striking, his cardio is getting better, his fight IQ is getting better, so... And his third one in 2024 was obviously his biggest one, now joining the top 10. This kid's good. Do I think he'll be champion? Kinda hard to tell, especially how stacked flyweight is. Do I think he can be top 5? Good chance of that, but there's a good chance he can be top 5. We know he's top 10 now for sure. Will he be top 5? Only time will tell. So, I'll talk about that in a second, who he can fight and all that, but overall, we'll see. I think this kid has a lot of potential. He's very young. Only, not really 30, I thought he was like 24. 30 years old, peak of his life, peak of his career, going in top 10. See what this kid can do. And then talk about his opponent, Matheus Nicolau. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna get cut, but his seat is on fire right now. 3 in a row. Yes, to fine fighters like Vidal and Almabayev, Perez as well. But yeah, a guy who's already been cut from the UFC before, came back, went on a 4-fight winning streak, and then lost 3 in a row at, how old is he? 32, I think. He's 31. Not the most exciting fighter. It's a 50-50 chance. He might get cut, he might stay. If they give him one more fight, I'm not against it. I think he can. I don't think that's a terrible idea, since he was a top 10 dude for a while. So, but if he doesn't get another fight and he gets cut, I really don't mind. Like, he's definitely getting pushed out the rankings more and more, and he'd probably lose whatever fight they give him next anyways, and it seems like the bottom of the weight class is just as dangerous as the top. So, yeah, depending on what the UFC wants to do, either this is the last time we see Nicolau, or we see him one more time legitimately fighting for his job, so let's see what the UFC does. I'm not gonna really say my opinion on it. Again, I think it's 50-50. He might stay, he might get cut, all up to UFC. Only thing left to say now is, who should they fight next? For Asu, this first time we bring up this page. So he just beat number 7, which is a rarely big win. Yeah, you probably should fight Perez. Like, cause I saw a few people say that's like, is it really that easy? But yeah, like, who else would he fight? Tim Elliott? Probably really makes sense. No, Cops Book, Steve Ursig. No. And then off Taira wouldn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, the other guy. So yeah, Perez. Like, let Perez heal up. We know Asu have not the most active dude. He'll take time in between fights. So yeah, let Perez heal up a little longer, and then probably early next year, March, April, let's see Asu and Alex Perez. Because outside that's Perez or Steve Ursig, and I don't think Ursig and Asu is already the fight to go with. I think Ursig should probably fight, I don't know, Takeru Ulanbekov maybe. So yeah, Asu and Perez sounds like a good fight to me. It sounds like a nice win for Asu to climb higher into the rankings. So yeah, let's do that. Makes sense to me. And for Nicolau, if he does get another UFC fight, he's just gonna be used as a stepping stone for someone like fucking maybe Ursig to get back on track, to gear. So yeah, if he does not get cut, if he gets cut, obviously, who knows? But if he did get another chance, they're probably gonna give him a pretty much unwinnable fight anyway. So would it even be worth it? I don't know. But yeah, not very much I would say. Fine featured prelim is pretty, not a lot of action, but it was still a fine fight. So yeah. And who should they fight next? I think Asu and Alex Perez makes the most sense. Nice win for Asu to continue climbing the rankings. So yeah, he beat one dude from that main event earlier in the year. Why not get the other? So yeah, not very much else to say. Nicolau, we'll see what happens with him. But for Asu, we'll see him fight Perez. Would be a cool fight night co-main, I guess. And not even a fight night co-main. Well, maybe. We'll see. Either way, Asu and Perez, book it. And yeah, not very much else to say. Good win for Asu. Kid's good. Finally, prelims are over. 55 minutes in. They were okay. These three were good. This was okay, and these sucked. So 3, 2, and 1. I'll take it. I'll take 3 good fights, 1 mid fight, and 2 bad fights. I'm not upset with that, especially when the good fight were very good. So I'll take it. Outside of that, not very much I'll say about the prelims. Not really point to keep wasting time on them. So let's get into the main card. We got 5 more fights to talk about. Let's talk about them. And we begin in the featherweight division with the fight of the night, as predicted, and just a banger, as predicted, between 2 old dudes. As in our main card opener in the featherweight division, we had Darren the Damage Elkins versus Daniel Pineda. Awesome fight. Like, fight of the night, no doubt. Like, it's a banger. It's a bloody banger. Like, do I even need to tell you that? I think we all knew it was gonna be that crazy fight. And it was. Like, it was a great fight. Oh god. Well, verdict still sucks. I would love to show you the scorecards, but fuck you, verdict. You've been doing that with that main card the whole time, so whatever. We'll stick with this. I pretty much scored the exact same way. Round 1 was close. Pineda almost got the guillotine twice, but Elkins did really bloody him up pretty badly. But Pineda did end on top, cutting Elkins a little bit, so it was a close round. It depends on what you value more. Seems like most people agree Pineda took the round, so Pineda took round 1. But then Elkins just did Elkins. He drowned Pineda for 10 minutes and just beat him up. So, the normal Elkins, he's just gonna drown you. This kid breathes underwater, and he drowned Pineda for 10 minutes. It's that simple. Like, he made it a dog fight, and Pineda's a dog to an extent. But he only been a dog for so long, 'cause Elkins drowned him, so... The damage did damage things, and yeah, hard to pick against damage. Probably shouldn't have. Didn't look like a good pick. It looked like a good pick, and to an extent, but it wasn't. So, yeah, good win for the Damage, man. I'm really happy for Elkins, and a great fight. Happy both guys got a little bit of money put in their pocket. They deserve a 5 tonight. 2 old dudes thrown down. You love to see it. Great fight, man. Great fight to open the main card, as predicted. Again, the second I saw this fight, I was like, yep, that's 5 tonight on whatever card it happens on, and it was. So, yeah, not very much else to say. Just a banger. This is what I mean when I say a fight. Just 2 dudes getting bloody and fighting. No one cares about your shitty technique. Fight. So, yeah, not very much else to say. To talk about each fighter real quick, there's not much to say. Darren Elkins, old as dirt, somehow still fighting at a decent level, coming off a broken leg. The dude's fucking 3-2 in his last 5. In his last fucking 7, he's 5-2. Like, I don't know how he still does it. Dude broke his leg in a freak accident earlier in the year, comes back and beats Daniel Pineda in a banger. Like, I don't know what the dude's made out of. Just fucking scar tissue and blood. So, but that's why we love Darren Elkins. He's a fighter. He's in the never had a boring fight Hall of Fame. Because has he ever had a boring fight? No. He's always gonna get bloody. He's always gonna get beat up, or he's gonna beat someone up, or both. And that's why we love Darren Elkins. Not very much else I can say, man. The Damage is back, looking like the Damage. Two wins in a row is insane. To talk about Daniel Pineda, he did retire after this fight, which not too shocking. He knew he was gonna get cut if he didn't. So I want to just retire in the UFC. So good for him. Had a fine career. Didn't have that many UFC fights. Only 5, 8-1. But every time he fought, it was a fun fight. So yeah, good for him, man. Going out on a banger with Darren Elkins. Can't go out much better than that. Had some fun fights with Caceres, with Cub Swanson, with Herbert Burns, with Darren Elkins. In his first UFC run, he got a couple wins under his belt. So yeah, had a fine career. At 39 years old, might as well just hang it up now. So yeah, not very much else I can say, man. Enjoy retirement, Pineda. Thank you for some bangers. And again, enjoy retirement. Only thing left to say now is, who should Darren Elkins fight next? I would have been fine if he retired as well, but I guess he said, nah. Darren Elkins retiring? I don't know if that'll ever happen. Dude has won 2 in a row somehow, so good for him, man. Just keep putting him in old dude fights, or at least fun fights at that. Like, have him fight guys like Duho Choi would be a banger. Bill Algeo would be a banger. Don't give him Kyle Nelson or Jay, like fucking, like, Juicy J would be a banger. Shepe is actually trying to contend, so don't do that. Same thing with Steve Garcia. Like, Andre Feely would be a fucking war. So that might be the fight to make. Fuck, do him now with Caceres even. I think everyone would love that fight, so. Fuck, Edson ain't ranked top 15, well, he used to ranked, fuck. But yeah, like, just put him in fun fights. You got enough fighters. Caceres, Wood, Feely, fucking Juicy. Give him a fun fight. I like the fucking Andre Feely idea. I think that's a banger, because Andre Feely has bangers. Darren Elkins has bangers. Those two have never fought before. Well, let's see that fight. But if let's say Feely already has a fight booked, he doesn't right now, but he might have something in the works, then Alex Caceres would be badass. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what else you want me to say. I think Andre Feely is the fight to make, because, again, that'd be a dope-ass fight of the night on any card. But there's many options for Elkins, and why would the UFC pick one that makes no sense? So, feed him to goddamn Felipe Lima or Shepe Mariscal. It's like, fuck you. But, yeah, I'm gonna say Andre Feely. I think I've said that before with Darren Elkins, but that's just a banger fight to make, so let's make it. So, yeah, not very much else to say. Touchy-feely against the Damage. Fucking book it. But not really much to say in general now for this fight. Great fight, again, as predicted. Darren Elkins just doing Darren Elkins things. Daniel Pineda having a banger in his retirement fight. Can't ask for much more. The canvas got bloody. The fight was fun. Got 5s tonight. Banger. Who should I fight next? I like Darren Elkins against Andre Fili. I think that would be a dope-ass fight. I think anyone who knows those two would be hype as shit. And, yeah, that'd be 5 tonight on any card, so let's get that booked in an arena. Give the fans a show. Not very much else to say. The damage is back. Enjoy retirement, Pineda. Banger to begin the night. The main card. After that, we head to our second fight of the main card in the bantamweight division. A fight that went not at all how I expected. Like, I know I picked the underdog here, but I did not think he was going to win this fight. And then our second fight of the main card, we head to bantamweight for a fun fight between Cameron Smotherman versus Jake Hadley. I'm shocked, but I think this is the most shocking fight of the night. Even more, 1 second. I think Edwards being a fun fight was a little more shocking. Yeah, to talk about this fight, it's an interesting one. In round 1, Smotherman came out, looked great, just walked Hadley down, clearly took the round. In round 2, with a very close round, towards the end, Hadley poked Smotherman in the eye pretty badly after getting warned a few times, and that turned into a point taken. So when Hadley came out the break, took him down and won the round. It was a 9-9 round, so now Hadley was kind of against the wall and needing a finish. Did he get that? No, he got walked down again and beat in round 3, which meant 29-27 or 30-26. Smotherman, I had a 29-27. Do I even want to try and load this garbage? Probably fucking not. Like I even could anyway. My point proven. Thank you, verdict, for being useless. So, yeah. But 29-27, Smotherman, the right scorecard. 2 judges got it like that. And that's about all I'll say about the fight, man. Smotherman looked amazing. On 5 days' notice, flying around the world 3 times or some bullshit. Stepping in on Tuesday night to look good on Saturday night. Impressive. Really fucking impressive. So, it still sucks we lost Brady Houston from the card, but Smotherman did pretty fucking good. So, yeah, not really much more to say about the fight. It was just pretty much Smotherman walking down Hadley for about 10 minutes in the first and third, and then round 2 was close. So, yeah. But great performance by Smotherman, man. Great performance. Not very much else to say about the fight. The fight was fine, but the performance from Smotherman was really good, so, yeah. Now, I guess can't really think of anything else to say about the fight, so let's talk about the fighters. For Smotherman, again, stepping on 5 days' notice and looks that good. That's impressive. Yeah, Hadley ain't a great fighter, but I thought Hadley was going to win this fight, to be honest. I really had a little faith in Smotherman. But he came out and looked good. This is not at all the same dude we saw over a year ago against Charalampus. This dude's really fucking good now. Like, I'm excited to see him on a full camp. It's one of those situations where it's like, I'm intrigued to see how he does on a full camp, because this was no camp. This was like 5 days notice. So imagine what he's going to look like on a full camp. I'm excited. I think the Bantamweight just got another great prospect, because that's what they needed. And I'm intrigued to see how he does. Like, his striking is crisp. He has good cardio. We didn't really get to see the ground game much. Didn't need to. Great performance by Smotherman, man. I think the biggest underdog on the card going into the actual fight. He looked amazing. Can't really say much else. He looked amazing. And do I really want to talk about Jake Hadley? Nah, he sucks. Simple as that. Now to talk about who they should fight next. For Smotherman, fuck, to step in on short notice in your debut and beat Hadley like that, you should get a decent fight. Kind of reminds me of Felipe Lima and Naimov. Like, he deserves a decent fight. Not a super great fight, but like someone decent. Let's see, where do they got Hadley ranked? That'll be interesting. They have Hadley ranked 68, so anyone on this page would be a good fight for Cam. Yeah, like against this Chang Ho Lee dude, that wouldn't be too bad. Lee coming off winning road to UFC. Kazama's coming off a win, but I think you deserve a better fight than that. Come on. Callan, that's not bad. I argue what is a tough test for anyone. Quinones. Fucking Orichi Lang. Maybe could he fight anyone on the first page? Not really, because most of the guys are booked, and I don't really think in like who Kungo Kang or Cameron Simon. So yeah, not really seeing a lot of intrigue here. So yeah, maybe I'll think of some tomorrow when I do fight ideas, like the tweet and all that. Right now, I'm just not seeing much. Like, I just did not really see a lot of interesting stuff there. So again, maybe tomorrow I'll see some, but as of right now, I did not really see it outside of that, like that road to UFC dude. I just didn't really see much. So maybe Kung Ho Kang. That were the only two I saw. I was like, okay, we could do that. The rest, I didn't see anything. So maybe some will pop up in my mind tomorrow, and I'll be like, that's the fight. But right now, I really don't see it. And Jake Hadley sucks. No one cares. So yeah, maybe feed him to Brad Katona. But yeah, not very much else to say. Amazing performance by Smotherman. Fuck how shit the card was. I think he should have got a bonus for how good he looked on 5 days' notice. And yeah, outside of that, great debut. Short notice. Can't wait to see him on a full camp. Can't look much better than you. Can't look much better on 5 days' notice. Good win for good win for Smotherman. Fucking mouthful. Fucking tongue twister. Great win. Great debut. Can't look much better. Damn, I just know there was All America on the main card. Winners, obviously. As we go into our third fight of the main card, we head back to flyweight for a fight that was okay. It should have ended in a finish. I'll talk about that in a second, but still. And then our third fight of the main card, we head to flyweight for a fight that was fine, nothing special, but it's okay. As we had Charles Johnson versus Sumudaerji. Fun fight. At times, fun fight. Nothing amazing, not 5-9 or anything, but it's fun. The long and short of this fight was in round 1, Johnson just kind of ran down Sumudaerji, really putting the work on him. Didn't land a lot, but he was running him down, and Sumudaerji didn't land much either. So, damn, pretty close round, but I think Johnson did more. I would show my verdict scorecard, but it's a verdict. And then round 2 is when it got interesting. Johnson was not doing too great, but he eventually landed a really nice shot. Hurt Sumudaerji badly. After a few more punches and chasing him down, he dropped Sumudaerji against the cage, landed like 15 unanswered shots. How the fight wasn't stopped, I don't know. But then Sumudaerji did come back, pulled guard, went for a triangle, etc. Should have been finished right there. He was done. Either way, it was 2-0 Charles Johnson, and then round 3 is kind of pointless. Unless Sue got a finish, which he didn't. It's more pointless than anything, and that would mean Energy got a win since he clearly took the first 2 rounds, and round 3 is a coin flip. So, yeah. Not very much else to say. Shouldn't even made it past round 2 because it should have been a fucking TKO. But Mark Smith is a dumb fuck. So, are we shocked? No. Not very much else to say about the fight. It was okay. Again, pretty much just Charles running down Sumudaerji for 15 minutes. So, about what do we expect from Energy? It sucks he got robbed of a fucking knockout. But shitty reffing's gonna do that. Not very much else to say. It was a fine fight. I'll talk about Energy first, because he's Energy. 4th one of the year. I don't know what the fuck's up with Energy, man, but he just woke up in 2024 and chose violence. That Hadley Van Smotherji. I can't believe Charles Johnson's on a 4-fight winning streak about to be in the top 15, but he's on a 4-fight winning streak about to be in the top 15, so good for him, man. At 33 years old, 32 years old, 33 years old, hitting his prime somehow. His striking is good, his grappling's decent, his cardio's good usually. He's just a good fighter, man, and he's gonna be a real problem for a lot of dudes in the top 15. I'm excited to see him in the top 15. He said he wants to get one more fight in before the end of the year. I don't know how. There's only like 7 or 8 more cards booked, and unless he gets on a Tampa card, which I doubt, or yeah, probably the Tampa card, because I don't think he can even get on 3-0-10 right now, or 3-10. He's probably not going to fight again until next year. Probably early next year. I wouldn't be shocked if he's on one of the first few cards of the year. Get him on a fucking pay-per-view already. Get him on 3-10. Or 3-11. I think that's gonna be in LA. So get him on that fucking card in the top 15 fight. So yeah, get him out the goddamn Apex. But yeah, I'm happy for Energy, dude. He's a good dude. He's a good fighter. Now he's won 4 in a row. In my opinion, probably the second fighter, the number 2 in line for fighter of the year, of course, Alex Pereira. But if I had to pick a number 2, it'd definitely be Charles Johnson. Honorable mention. There you go. I would say Energy would get that mention. So he's good, man. Good comeback fighter of the year, no doubt. So yeah, not really much else to say. Energy, 4 in a row. And then for Sumudaerji, there's not much to say. This dude's not very good. Like, people said Charles would probably want to grapple with Sue. Not really. He kind of beat him on the feet to an extent. Like, Sue landed a few nice shots, but he never was able to rock Johnson. So, yeah. And now 3 in a row. The last one was in 2021. It's time to cut Sue. He's not very good. He's not very active. He's 28 years old, which I get he's young, but 3 L's in a row now. I think it's time to cut him. He's not very good. And yeah, I really don't see a point of keeping him around. So I get he had that banger with Matt Schnell. He lost. He has 3 wins against bottom of the barrel guys. So like I said, it just makes more sense to cut him. I think he should. If we're talking about him against Nicolau, I would cut Sue before Nicolau. So yeah, and they could fight to see who gets cut. Not a bad idea. But no, I would say you should cut Sue before Nicolau. You could cut both. I wouldn't be upset, but I'd definitely pick Sue higher on that list than Matheus. So yeah. Not very much to say there, though. And the only thing left to say now is who should they fight next? For Energy, he better fight someone on this page. No point in highlighting Schnell because he retired. Then let's go down the list. He's in the top 10 now. He fought him already. He's booked. Tagir or Elliott are really the fight. And English. Does Tagir have a fight booked right now? I don't believe so. But I think he'd probably fight Elliott. That's probably the more fun fight. Yeah, well, I think Elliott makes more sense. I think Ursig should fight Ulanbekov. So yeah, I think Tim Elliott would be a fun fight. Charles Johnson's been calling him out for like all year. So let's see Energy against Awkward Tim. I think that'd be a banger. I think everyone would love that fight. Unless he has a fight booked, which again, I highly fucking doubt. Let's see, where is Awkward Tim? No fight? Energy and Tim Elliott, man. Sounds like a banger to me. In front of a crowd, on a pay-per-view prelims, book it. And again, for Sumudaerji, see ya, brother. Go to Ryzen 1, PFO, wherever the fuck you want to go. Because you have a lot of options, because you ain't in the UFC anymore. Great win for Energy. Should have got a finish if Mark Smith didn't suck at his job. Either way, 4 wins in a row is 4 wins in a row. And who should he fight next? I love his idea again of him versus Tim Elliott. Makes a lot of sense. Would be a fun fight. Let's get that booked. Energy, 4 in a row, baby. For a first and only fighter of the year to fight 4 times and win 4 times. Energy, man. comeback fighters of the year. After that, we go to our co-main event of the evening. Not gonna waste your time here, because this was a waste of time as is. Co-main event of the evening, Rob Font, Kyler Phillips. It was boring. Kyler looked great in round 1, had an off night after that. Rob just didn't do much. It was a boring fight. Fabrant, boring like always. Kyler Phillips had an off night. Do I care? No. Do I care about this fight? No. Do I care about a fight idea? No. I don't want to see Rob Font anymore, man. He's so old. He's not exciting. Just move on. Kyler's better. We know he wins 9 out of 10 times. He just had an off night here. Shit happens. It sucks. Whatever. Shitty fight. Shitty co-main. Fabrant, go away. Grandpa. Kyler had an off night. Boring co-main. Move on. And now time for the main event of the evening. If I even want to call this a fight, I don't know. As in our main event of the evening, we go to middleweight for a fight that was great on paper, pretty good in execution, as we have to end out UFC Vegas 99. We had Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Michel Pereira. Banger. Banger, banger. Was it a fight? Not really. It was more the mauling of the night, but still. Fun fight. And, yeah, did not go the way I predicted at all. The long and short of it, in round 1, Pereira had a little bit of success. Looked like he was going to finish Fluffy when he hurt him to the body, but he couldn't finish him. Fluffy came back, and the second Fluffy started just going at him with takedowns, it was over. Round 1 was close. You could give it to Pereira, but it was close. And then in round 2, it started a fucking mauling. He just mauled Pereira. Round 3 was close to a 10-8 round. I said that was a 10-9, but it was close. Round 3 was a 10-8. He just ate him alive. He just fucking mauled him. Round 4, mauling. Should have been the towel thrown in by now. And in round 5, halfway through the round, after getting cut open unnecessarily, Pereira finally just took enough damage for Herb Dean to stop it. Should have been stopped 2 rounds sooner. The towel should have been thrown in, but Pereira made it to the 5th. That's not really an accomplishment, because it should not made it that far. And, yeah, Fluffy just dominated him. Ripped him apart. Great win for Fluffy, man. Great main event. Like, I know it was mainly a grappling match, but Fluffy's entertaining. He was Fluffy Nurmagomedov. Like, he just mauled Pereira for almost, from round 2 to 5, it was not even a fight. Round 1 was a little bit close, but it wasn't, it was not the most happened that round. But from 2 to 5 for what, 15 to 17 minutes, it was just a fucking mauling. It was not even a fight. Like I said, I don't know if you even call that a fight, because Pereira just got ate alive. So, amazing win for Fluffy. I thought this fight was 50-50. People are now trying to act smart and saying, oh no, Fluffy was always gonna win. You fucking liar. You fucking knew this was a pick'em. You knew Pereira had a chance of finishing him, and you just want to act smart. Good for you. This was a complete 50-50 fight. I had no problems with whatever way it went. I'm a fan of both these guys. I think they're both good. Fluffy was better. So, just a great fight. Oh, we knew Fluffy was gonna win. Fucking shut up. So, yeah, great win for Fluffy. Great main event. And just a mauling. So, yeah, not very much else I can say about a fight that could have easily had 3 10-8 rounds. Now, talk about the fighters. For Fluffy, this dude is legit a problem. Kopylov was a statement. Pereira was a star-making performance. This dude just doesn't slow down. He's just gonna fucking run through you. I said Fluffy Nurmagomedov It might be fucking true. He fights a lot like Khabib. He does not let you rest. If you're on the ground with him, you're either getting a submission attempt or punched in the head. So he's good. He's a legit problem now. 6 in a row. He deserves another big fight up the rankings now. So if he can stay active and stop getting fights canceled, he's gonna be a fucking problem, man. Champion, I don't know. But top 10? Yeah, I think he'd be top 10. Maybe even top 5. He has the grappling ability. His striking is still iffy. It looked better in this fight. But how much of that was because Pereira was dead tired, so yeah. But still, Fluffy looked amazing. Flawless victory, pretty much. And, yeah, 6 in a row. He's legit. He's not just a silly nickname. This dude can fight very, very well. And then to talk about Michel, we've seen him hit his ceiling. Like, we've seen Pereira hit his ceiling now. He's just a fun fighter. He's never going to be a champion. He's never going to be top 10. He's just a fun 11 through 15 ranked dude who's going to have fun fights. That's why you only put him in there fun fighters. You don't give him grapplers, you give him strikers. So, we've seen him hit his ceiling. He's only 31 years old, but do you really think he's going to get better? No, he hasn't got better yet. I doubt he's going to start now. And overall, I just think he's hit his ceiling. At welterweight, he never should have even been down there to begin with. And at middleweight, I don't think he can go much farther. So, unless he starts moving up to light heavyweight, which I don't think really is much possible for him, I don't see him doing much than just having fun fights. He's going to be a guy you put on a card, middle of the main card, to have a fun fight. And that's all you want from him. So, yeah, can't really ask for much else. He's a good fighter. He's very dangerous in those first few minutes. But after that, you're not worrying about much. So, yeah. We've seen him hit his ceiling. Sucks to say, but it's true. Not very much to say outside about the fighters. Now, for the last time tonight, who should they fight next? For Fluffy, he definitely should get a pretty big fight. I would say Roman Elise. I think that makes the most sense. Because that are, like, the main three could do are Hernandez, Elise, and Vittori, and Cannonier. Like Allen's gonna fight Vittori. I think Cannonier should fight Costa. So that leaves Delade and Hernandez. And I think Fluffy should fight Delade, the higher ranked dude, the guy on a run right now. I think that makes a lot more sense. So let's see it. Fluffy and Delade, that was booked at one point, I believe. So it would just make sense to rebook it. Yeah, it was booked earlier this year. So yeah, I'd say rebook this fight. Delade's got 2 wins in a row now. Fluffy's on a 6-fight winning streak. Delade's in the top 10. Makes sense to me. Let's see it. And then for Pereira, I think he had Chris Curtis in his corner, so he can't do that fight. So yeah, just have him. If he was unranked, Gregory Rodriguez would be a banger. Don't give him a wrestler. Don't give him Bo Nickel or some bullshit. Just give him a fun striker like RoboCop. So yeah, not really much else to say there. Besides a great main event between two great fighters, Fluffy, flawless fucking victory. Pereira has hit the ceiling. His ceiling. I keep feeling I'm saying that fucked up. But yeah, outside of that, not really much else I can say, man. Fluffy looked great. Happy belated birthday. He had birthday on Friday, so that was cool. And who should I fight next? I like Fluffy versus Delade. Just makes the most sense. And Pereira versus probably RoboCop would be a banger. So let's see that. Not very much else to say. Great main event to end off a very forgettable card. Boom! Finally, after an hour and a half. Boom! That was the card to go over how I did on picks. I went 5 of 11, perfect 325. Dough. Really, I only got 5 wrong because I don't count off nights. But the 5 I did get wrong. 50-50, and I picked the wrong 50. Elkins is Elkins, man. I don't I'll take my L's. I'll take my L's here. Despaigne is a fucking joke, so I'm not gonna say much there. The bonuses, there's only 2. 5 of the night went to Pineda and Elkins, and Fluffy got a performance bonus. Can't disagree. If I were to give out another bonus, I would give it to Smotherman or Energy. Either one of these two could have got a bonus, but no finish, no bonus. This dipshit would have got one if she made weight, but she's stupid. So yeah, 2 bonuses. Hard to really disagree. They both earned it, so yeah. And the last thing, if you missed a card, well, should you go back and rewatch? Edwards, Matsumoto, Almabayev, Elkins, Smotherman, Johnson, and Fluffy. So about more than half the card. So you can completely skip all of this, in my opinion. You can watch these 2 for sure. This is 50-50. I'd say you should probably watch, but it's close. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. And yeah. So I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights you should go back and rewatch, and then skip 3, 4. So yeah, just not bad overall. Fucking 7 fights out of 11. But Sue and Johnson are very skippable. They were fine fights, nothing special. The other ones you definitely should rewatch. Matsumoto, Elkins were both bangers. Fluffy looked great. Smotherman and Edwards looked good. It makes sense to do that, so that's what I would rewatch at least. Everything else, now I'll pass. So, yeah, that's about it. After an hour and a half, I can't believe I talked for an hour and a half about a card I had to convince myself to recap this late, so I love the game, baby. Love the game. Not very much else to say, though. It was a card, like I said, very forgettable. 2 finishes, really, even if you're giving Johnson a finish, 3 at most. Just not a good card. Like, it was forgettable. A few good moments, like I said. 7 fights were about okay, but it's just kind of forgettable, and especially after the Royval card last week, which was really good, this just seems like a big step down. So there was good moments on it. Fluffy, Smotherman, Pineda, Matsumoto, but the bad was bad, so yeah, not very much else to say. Fine night in the Apex. I've seen worse, I've seen better. And now we head to Abu Dhabi for UFC 308. Topuria and Max. That's gonna be a fun card. It's gonna be an early one too, so oh boy, you'll hear me break that down on Friday, like always, and then recap it sometime on Sunday. So, maybe on time, since it's an early card, so maybe I'll get out by 1 o'clock, we'll fucking see. But I will get to recap out on Sunday, though, no matter what. And, yeah, not very much else I can say. I'm not trying to make this my longest video, because I think I'd have to be another 8-9 minutes. So, yeah, let's, end this now before I run out of fucking breath, oxygen, and, words. So, yeah. Not very much else to say. Unless I'm forgetting to say something, which would be a fucking miracle. Yeah, I think the only thing left to say now is the normal outro. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2024. And for 6 people who actually watched this video, now you know you didn't make it this far, but thank you no matter what. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, you'll hear from me again Friday. As always, RX. Out. Good vibes, only and always.